Hello guys, welcome back to another video. This time we're training back with and we're really focusing on trying to get a huge pump in the lats to get a wider back. That's the main focus on today's training session. So we split up back training for thickness and width and do different exercises that hit different muscle, slightly I could say, different muscles of the back. As you can see, we do strict close grip pull-up as our first exercise, which is really nice to work the lats muscles. We try to go all the way down and all the way up and leave a big stretch at the bottom and a good contraction at the top. So another tip for this is to try and initiate the movement with your shoulder blades. That is, try not to pull with your biceps. Try to retract your shoulder blades and initiate the movement with your back muscles to feel your back a little bit more. If you're having troubles getting enough volume through just pull-ups or simply don't want to do pull-ups, you could do this exercise as an alternative. This is the close grip pull down. As you can see, my brother is too large for this machine. He cannot really get a full stretch here. This is not good at all. This is something you want to fix. You want to use that full range of motion all the time. As you can see, it's even a problem for me, even though I'm not that tall. As you can see here, I am losing tension at the top. This is something that you don't want. So you have to figure out some way to be able to work through that full range of motion. So we changed the pulley thingy at the top. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's actually two cables, as you can see, which connects to a piece that also connects to the handle. So we just put those together and we got a little bit more range from that. So now you can see we have the full stretch that we want. After that exercise, we went over to doing some wide grip pull downs, which targets the upper lats a little bit more and the rear delts a little bit, in my opinion at least. So it's just a grip variation to target the upper lats a little bit more. You can experiment with what works best for you. Sometimes some people just don't feel anything in their back doing these pull downs, and they complain that they only feel their biceps working. What you can do to change that is, again, focus on that mind-muscle connection and try to initiate the movement from your back muscles by protracting your shoulder blades, and then you pull with your arms and try to squeeze your shoulder blades at the bottom. Next exercise is a machine, and this is actually a rowing movement. So it will target some of the rhomboids and upper traps. It will target your rear delts as well, but we still feel that the width is getting some work here. The lats, the upper lats, get a pretty decent stretch and contraction as well. So it's just nice to at least do one rowing movement, even if we're working on the lats primarily. Also, it's a unilateral movement, which is also nice to include, just to have one movement that allows you to use one arm at a time and really focus on each side of the back. So in general, we do rowing movements when we work the back thickness. That is when we're trying to add muscle size to primarily the traps, the upper and the middle traps. All that area, we're trying to build muscle in that area, basically, when we speak of training for back thickness, making the back look thicker. That's mostly rowing movements that will hit those muscles. And the vertical pulling movements, like the pull downs or pull ups, for instance, will hit generally your lats a bit more, which would be the width of your back, making you look wider. So yeah, that's how we split up our back training. We did 2 sets of these, and we will increase the sets next week. Finishing up the back movement with some rear delt isolation, probably hitting some upper traps here as well, which is totally fine, but really trying to focus on those rear delts. We always try to include some rear delt work in every back training, every back training session, just because they always need to get some volume in. All the pressing movements and shoulder training will give you a lot of training volume on the front delts, and you need to make up for that by isolating the rear delts. So don't skip rear delts, guys, even if they get hit a lot from other pulling movements. If you're going for more of a hypertrophy style of training, I would really recommend that you do some isolation work for the rear delts. So that's what we did for back. Then we went into doing some biceps work. At the end of the workout, we did 2 different exercises. We started off by doing the incline dumbbell curls. You can do them alternating, like my brother is doing here. In that case, you'll just let the arm that is not working rest in a stretched position. Here is the last movement that we did, which is an isolation exercise for the biceps. It is a dumbbell preacher curl. You could do this seated as well, just from a bench, and use your knee as support. But we have a preacher curl bench here, or whatever it's called, preacher bench. So we tend to use that. I really like this exercise. It's pure biceps action here. It's good to finish off the biceps at the end of a workout. You don't have to do super many sets here. We just did 1 or 2 sets at the end to finish them off. So yeah, that's what we did for our first training session for back width. Thank you guys for watching.